Hello and welcome to part 2 of how to code a 2D platformer in Construct 3. In this part I will teach you how to mirror the character so that it faces one direction when you're moving one way and the other when you're moving the other, and also how to have collectible objects that then display the amount on the top of your screen. So first off, if you want to have your character mirror when you move back and forth, you're going to want to have something that's different so that you can actually notice it. So I'll just create a little eyeball here for my character, and you can do whatever you want, but that's just what I'm going to do for now. Then you are going to right click on your screen and insert new object. Then you're going to scroll down until you find the keyboard input in the input tab. You're going to click on that and then insert it. And it should give you this little pop-up here. Now, you're going to go into Event Sheet, Add Event. And then you're going to go to Keyboard, on key pressed. Then you can click to choose, and we'll start with right arrow. So on right arrow pressed, add action player, set mirrored to not mirrored. And then you're just going to add another one of those, except on key pressed you're gonna do the left arrow, and then you're gonna go player, set mirrored to mirrored. So if you go on ahead and test that, then when you move around it should flip back and forth as you move around. So next, to have a collectible object for your character to collect as it moves around, you're going to first have to insert a new one and sprite. And then you can make this whatever you want. I'm going to make this just a green square here, and then I'm going to crop this to it. Now once you have that, just scale that however you want, and then just put this wherever you want. And then you're going to go into sprite, and you should rename this to whatever you want. You could call this coin, you could call this anything. I'm just going to do collect. And then once you have this here, you're going to go into Event Sheet and then add an event. Player is overlapping another object, and then you're going to select collect. Then you have that event, and you're going to add an action, collect, and then you're going to search destroy. But now if we want to have this changing some sort of variables that you have more cache or something, you're going to click add here and add global variable. I'm going to name this cache, and you're going to want to keep this for number. Do not change it to string or boolean, that will be later. And you can put the initial value to wherever you want. So if you want to start with 5 cache, you can, 10 cache, anything. And so then it should pop up here with cache. Now what you're going to want to do is go back into here and then select system, add to cache, and then you can add however much. I'm going to add 5 cache for every time you collect it. Now once you have this, that's going to be pretty much it for the cache part. Now we're going to want to add some sort of UI that shows how many of these you've collected or how much cache you have. So you're going to right click on this and then add a layer at top. You're going to rename this to UI so that you have a UI layer. Now you're going to go in here in parallax and you're going to do 0%, 0%. Now that's just going to make it so that it doesn't move with the player. And also something you do need to remember to do is on your player add another behavior, and this one's going to be scroll to, so that the camera scrolls to the player. Now that's really important to add. Now remember to save your project. And so now that you have the UI layer, you're going to insert a new object, and you are going to make a text box. Make sure not to do text input and do text box only. So now you have this. I highly recommend selecting all the alignment to be center. That way it's always centered. And then you can scale this down a bit and make it a little taller and make the size a little bigger so that it's easier to see. You can mess around with as many fonts as you want or anything. Now you can also insert another text box over here and then just call this one cache with the little dots. So that way it shows you that that's the amount of cache you have. Then you can move that to the corner there and then move this right in front of it. Probably does not need to be that big unless you're planning on letting your player get a lot of cache. But that should be about it for the setup. Now for text, this one you're going to want to rename this one to cache display. Spelled that wrong. Oh wait, oops. Okay, then you're going to go into the event sheet and just add an event in system, do every tick, and then you're going to select cache display, and then you're going to set text, which should be down here, and then you're going to set the text. Make sure to not put it in these parentheses and to delete these parentheses, otherwise that will mess it up. And then you're going to do cache. So every tick you're setting the cache display to cache. So now to test this better, you should probably make your initial value be a little higher. I'll set mine to 5. Now if you test it, it should be setting your cache to 5, and then when you go over and collect your little thing there, it should change your cache. Now also, something that you're gonna want to do here is just click on your background here, and then unbounded scrolling, you're gonna select that box. That way when you click play and your player moves around, it's not gonna like change the thing to the box, and it won't be all weird. So that is pretty much it for the actual coding part. Now to add more of these, you just click on it, Control C, and click Control V, and then you can add as many as you want. You can have them jump for them. You can have a little secret one down here for them to find. You can have as many as you want. But that does it for this part of the tutorial, and I will see you in the next part of the tutorial. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.